was not finished.
All right, look. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Josh Malloy checking in, Global Cap FX. I wanted to let you guys know, tap in before I have my weekly outlook. For those of you guys who cannot make it, wanted to let you know what I'm looking at for the week. So, with that being said, I'm looking at USDCAD to possibly go on a bullish run this week. Just taking a look at it from a weekly standpoint. Prices. I look at price in terms of supply and demand, and what I see here from a wick standpoint here in the weekly is that there's some trouble breaking through this level right here and staying below it in the weekly. So what I'm anticipating is that price could potentially head back up to the upside here, and possibly start testing these areas of liquidity here before making any type of drop down. And going down to the daily time frame, we have some more liquidity here in the areas of 127,300, give or take. And looking at this area up here on the top side, price at 128.5 did have a moment of where it broke up and stayed above it for a while. So I'm looking at that as a potential higher high. So with that being said, that just goes into correlation with my thoughts about this potential demand zone here, where I could see price potentially making a push back to the upside, at the very least to 128,300. So if you got in, excuse me, wrong tool. Thank you so much. So we'd be looking at that's a 1.75 to 1. So that's not really a really great trade. So what I would do is I would look for an area, probably put it right below this impulse right here. So that would make it a 1.5 to 1, which still isn't that great. These areas right here where price, had some type of resistance and then started continuing up like this, came down, continued up, came down, continued up. These are very, very, they're not as strong as something as this area right here or this area right here. So with that being said, I would at least look for that 2 to 1 coming back up to 128.7 to be conservative and be able to take my profits because I fall asleep, right? I want to have my take profit, my exit at a conservative level so that I can take that money. Now, I am going to pay special attention to this area here. We're going to be paying attention to this, like there, and then we're going to be paying attention to this right here as well. But overall, these higher low areas right here, we could be looking at at least a push back up to here. That being said, we would look to move our trades to break even. But yeah, it's a 2 to 1 risk to reward there. Another one that I feel like is going to be a great trade this week is going to be GBP JPY. Overall, if I took a look at this in the monthly, and it has been hovering in this general area for quite some time, with quite a few rejection candles being set up here. And then with the current monthly candle giving us some liquidity, spiking back down here to levels of 151 even, I am looking for it to possibly make another push to the upside, back to the supply zone 161,700. So if I were to make a trade, go down into the daily. Not really the best situation to get into a trade right now, but we will wait for some type of a retracement. Dropping down to the hourly, maybe I would look for something right here in this general vicinity right here, where there are a whole bunch of candle rejection combos, right? You have this right here, right there, and then you have these candle rejections right here, and then you have this impulsive move to the upside here. So I would look for it to come back down into this general area. I would make a trade in this zone, put my stop loss below the most recent low. This give me about a 36 pip stop loss, and then I would look to push back to the upside of 155 even, which will give me a 6-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Now that's really what I'm looking at for the most part this week. I also might be looking at gold as well. You can see, oh, USDCAD giving me a signal. Gold and USDCAD have been moving very in tune with each other, very in step with each other, and because I have USD CAD moving to the upside, I also have gold moving to the upside with, the amount of fear in the market at the moment, all the way around the world. It's not just the U.S. market, but with the war going on as well, there's a lot of uncertainty, and there are people investing in gold because they don't have confidence in their world currency where they're living in right now. So there's a lot of money being pumped into it, and then obviously with inflation and those types of things, obviously that might play into a role into the weakness of the U.S. dollar. But at the moment, I do see a technical uptrend on gold and USD CAD. So we will see what happens. Now with that, I'm going to go ahead and pause this, and I will let Cam take the wheel to let you know what his analysis is, and hopefully you see some gems in his technical analysis. I know you will.
Yo, what up, guys? Cameron Levi's here with CamConnex. I'm here with my man Joshua. We are at PF Chang's. I'm also with the family here, getting some good sushi, some whiskeys. If you've been following us for a while, you know we're big fans of whiskey while we put our trades in for the week. This week, I'm looking at UCAD, Euro JPY, and a little bit of gold. I'm going to start off with UCAD, with gold, XAU USD. As you can see, I'm on the monthly time frame. And I'm going to do a quick markup for you guys of how I look into the market. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this line graph and start to make some key levels. Right. For the most part, I do have UCAD and gold going to the top side this week, especially within the next 3 days. I'm definitely going to make his move more bullish, but possibly going to make a bearish move now before it starts to run to the top side. So let me go ahead and continue this markup for you guys. I see these two key level points right here, and then as well as right here where price was last stat before it made this fall drop right here, and it passed this two previous highs. And then now I'm looking at price on this side, right? And you guys can see on the candle chart, actually looks like more of like a long range tweezer top, if you would, and price dropped down to this low, and we can see that price has respected this low. Right, some may have thought that price was going to come to this point or before to create lower highs, and it didn't. It really just busted all the way down to that low downside at that key level right there, and as price starts to move up, right, this is why knowing these candle patterns really helps your analysis for a few reasons, right? So we can see on this side, on the left side, when we back test, a lot of validity, a lot of liquidity in this area, right? Price going up and down before it makes its final drop to the downside, and then swings right back up to the upside, meeting price at that same exact high off of such a strong bullish candle, right? And then it retests this low before springing to the top side, gradually came back down, made lower highs, lower lows before we tested at this downside again and created higher highs, higher lows before it reached this top side, and then just made a clean drop to this downside, right? After making such a strong downside drop, having so much momentum, we can look at the candles and really see what patterns are following. So you can see there's a lot of volition in these candles that are coming up here right now. You can see there's a lot of top-down analysis as it's still making lower highs on this monthly time frame. And then look right here, you see a strong bullish engulfing candle on that monthly time frame. So when we go ahead and dive into the weekly time frame, we can clearly see that prices made a higher low here, a higher low here, a higher low here, having some consolidation right here. But as far as we can see, there's a higher low as well there. And so same thing on this top side, higher high, and even a higher high than the previous high. So we can our strong analysis for the week is price to make this top side push and really treat this previous low level, this previous level of support as a possible take profit area. So just from that area where price is at currently, it's roughly where price can get to is at roughly 200 to 250, possibly 300 pips, depending on when price retraces and you can buy in. So that's what I got for this week coming ahead. And then the same thing for gold, roughly. Usually they move polar opposites, but lately with the war going on, gold has started to create itself to be more of a fundamental than a technical analysis, just because when things are going the way they are, people have so much uncertainty. Like Josh had said, they use gold as a safe haven. They put their money places where they know it's universal. It doesn't really depreciate in value. And then they're going to get a big bang for their buck or equivalent bang for their buck when they first invested it. And so I can definitely see gold making a push to the upside as well this week. So that's what we got for you guys. I'm going to actually wait and do my markup on Euro JPY on tonight's weekly outlook. So take advantage of that. So I'm not giving all my gems everywhere. You gotta follow us. You gotta get us on YouTube, get us on IG, get us on these weekly outlooks, be a client, trade with us on a weekly, daily basis, and really understand these gems that we're trying to produce and put out there. Catch you guys next time.